Hey, Coach.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. We'll get started with a question from Andrew Grave.
Ty, how's it going? Lou was just talking to us, and he felt like you guys are farther along than your record or your play in the preseason would indicate. How do you feel about where you guys are at compared to what you've shown so far?
I thought in the first half, the first quarter and a half, I thought we really did a good job defensively. I thought offensively we did some good things. Then we try to, play a little bit of zone because we had to work on it before we had our first game. So we threw the zone out there about 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, and they made like 4 or 5 threes out of the zone. We really didn't run it good enough, and that kind of turned the game. But overall, in the first, quarter and a half, I was pleased with our defensive effort, our defensive intensity, and offensively we did some good things as well. PG and Kawhi shot the ball better, going forward, but. Defensively, before we got into our zone, I thought we did a good job.
Yeah, PG had 9 free throw attempts tonight. I think he had 4.5 last year as his average. How much of his aggression do you hope will be him being more confident in his health, and how much of that is you creating ways for him offensively to attack more?
I think a little bit of both. I got to make sure I get him in his spots and where he's comfortable. Some pin downs coming off screens, also some ISOs, some pick and rolls, and just kind of keep mixing it up because I think you do the same thing too much, teams can lock in on him. So want to move him around, a little bit. And he did a good job attacking the basket tonight. And like I said, him and Kawhi, we know shoot the ball better from the field once the season gets started.
Thanks, Ty.
Next up, Tilmer.
Hey, Ty. Just given all the health you guys are dealing with right now, with some of the guys banged up a little bit, I guess how prepared do you feel the team is for the regular season? And in an ideal world, would you prefer a couple more preseason games to iron things out?
If that was the case, but like I said, everyone has a shortened season. But a lot of teams have been together longer than we have, so it's going to be a process to take some time. But we're ready to start the season on Tuesday. I have no excuses. We just got to keep building and working towards our goals.
Do you anticipate Marcus practicing at all over the next couple of days before the season starts?
Yeah, he's been in practices.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Next up, Jovan.
Hey, Ty. I wanted to ask you what you thought of Fee's performance overall in the preseason, and then specifically tonight with his defense against Rudy. He had a couple blocks on him.
Yeah, Fee's been great. We asked him to play, 2 positions before and the 5. And he's learned both positions. And tonight was tough for him because we had him playing the zone and he was in unfamiliar territory. But yeah, he's been great. I think he's been doing a great job of sprinting the screens when the play breaks down, running the floor, getting our guys up and setting solid screens, finishing up the basket. Like I said, he had a couple of nice challenges with Gobert at the rim tonight. And I think also with Jordan Clarkson at the rim too, if I think that was him. But he's been great. He's in a good space. Love his energy and love his passion. So he's got to keep building off that.
Time for one more from Justin Russo.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. Luke Kennard looked a lot more comfortable tonight than he did in the first 2 preseason games. How would you assess his overall performance this evening?
I mean, it was good. We just want him to be aggressive, play his game, attack, catch and shoot, running pick and rolls, getting to the basket, making plays. And he's getting more and more comfortable. I think after the first game, we had a conversation. And I just told him, be yourself, be aggressive. If you're doing too much, I'll let you know. And I told him I don't think I'll ever say that. So you see when he was aggressive tonight, Pat Beverly, Kawhi, PG, Lou, they're all excited for him being aggressive, attacking the basket, and taking his shot.
Thanks, Coach. That's it for tonight.
All right, thank you.
How's it going?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Raise your hand with questions, please, and we will get started with Jovan.
Hey, Fee. Wanted to ask you how you would assess your preseason overall and where you feel like the biggest growth in your game has been.
My preseason overall was decent. Getting used to the new playbook, new personnel, new schemes. I feel like I've kind of got a good grasp of it, the defensive coverages, knowing the spacing on offense and where I should be to help our guys out. But there's still things I need to work on, getting in better shape, moving better, defending the ball better, especially if I'm playing the floor. But overall, I'll give myself a decent evaluation.
Thank you. Next up, Justin Russo.
Hey, Fee, how you doing? Tonight you went head to head with Rudy Gobert quite a few times, and you even blocked him twice. What type of problems did he give you, and how were you able to overcome those a few times?
Yeah, Rudy's super talented. He's known for being a great defensive player in his league. My goal just going into the game was not to worry too much about who he was or what he was, just to focus on me and what I had to do. But it was definitely challenging with his length and how he moves with his feet. But it was fun. I felt like I got a good job and I was able to do what I need to do to help my team win. But Rudy definitely did a great job defending the rim today.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Miriam.
Hey, Steve, congrats on a good game. How much you been working on your outside shot?
A lot. That's one of my big things that I wanted to show out. That's one of the main things I can separate myself from other bigs in the league. Being able to stretch the floor out, being able to move and create opportunities for others. So I worked on it a lot, and the coach staff and trainers did a lot to help me out. So it kind of was all collective effort, and it showed out today.
Like over the off season, or the short off season that you guys had, but were you out there every day, like putting up hundreds, or like what? Do you have a number?
Hundreds. I don't know the number, but it's hundreds. A lot of shots, different angles, hundreds of jump shots, twice a day, all that.
Right on, man. Thanks.
Next up, Farbad.
Hey, Fee, Lue had mentioned there was a lot of uncertainty going into when the NBA season would start. He said he was just at home chilling a month ago. How taken back were you when you learned the start date of the NBA season? How shocked were you? What were you doing?
Yeah, it was definitely different. This is one of the first times since, I don't know, maybe a lockout with this short turnaround. It's been a lot of moving parts, especially with COVID. It's been definitely different, but I feel like everyone on this team, staff is doing a really good job. The staff has been amazing, accommodating us, helping us out, making it our experience as great as possible. And all we have to do is show out and play ball. So it's been overall a great effort for everybody.
Thanks. Next, Andrew Greif.
Hey, Fee, hello. Dan Craig, obviously your assistant, he was in charge of a Miami defense last year that played, I think, the most zone in the NBA. Ty was saying tonight you worked on your zone. I'm not sure how much Ty or Dan talk about how they envision playing zone defense this year, but does that feel like it's going to be more of an emphasis than last year? What do you kind of feel like? How do you feel like zone will be used within your schemes?
Yeah, we'll definitely do it in special situations based on the personnel and the type of game and where we're at in the situation of the game. But they introduced the 2-3 zone in training camp, and we've kind of been adjusting to it day by day, trying to work out the kinks and going live and figuring stuff out. But it's still a working effort. We still need some work, but I really do enjoy the 2-3. It gives us a different look for the offense, and it kind of gives them a different perspective how to score. So I enjoy the 2-3. We just got to get more work on it.
Thanks, Fee.
Thanks. We have one last question for you. It's from Tomer.
Hey, Fee, good to see you. I'm just curious, last year playing behind Trez and Zoo, this year behind Zoo and Serge, what have the conversations been like about your role from last year's staff to this year's staff, and how you can progress and develop that over time?
Yeah, my role with this team is just to get better, and I know my time is going to come. I just have to focus on getting better, knowing the offense, getting defensive schemes, because things are going to happen with this season, especially with COVID, and things are ever changing. My time is going to come, so I'm not worried. And the vets have been a great job with me. Serge and Zoo have been taking me under their wing, giving me game, how to guard the pick and rolls and stuff like that. And the coaching staff has made it very clear what they expect of me, which is to rebound, pick and roll, and make the open shot. So I feel like it's been very clear. My job is just to do it and perform and just be a lead at my role.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it for tonight. Thanks. Not it for the Zoom. That's it for Fee. Sorry, stay on. Hey, Kawhi.
What's up?
Raise your hand with questions, please. And we'll get started with Shane Young.
Hey, Kawhi, nice to see you. What have you seen out of Luke Kennard the last 3 games of the preseason, and what do you envision his role being, and just ways he's going to get better throughout the year?
He's engaged. He wants to be better. He told us that in the locker room. He wants to play better, that's big from guys. If they saying that during the preseason, you know what I mean. He's locked in. I like what I see. I want him to just play his game. You know what I mean. Just go out there, have fun, do what you do. And that's it. Don't come here and try to, blend in. You know what I mean? Stand out, play your game.
Thank you. Next, Justin Russo.
Hey, Kawhi, how you doing? In the preseason, it's actually looked like you've had an added emphasis on making more dynamic passing reads and playmaking efforts out of you. Is this something that was pre-planned, like prior to the games, or is this something you've grown more comfortable with over the last little while?
Just gotta feel like I gotta do a better job with that, and it's not really just passing. You know what I mean? If I could get a hockey assist or just get us in our offense and making sure we're running our plays at a good pace and we're making hard cuts and we're reading the options out there, that makes me happy. I just want to play better basketball this year, have a better team continuity, and make sure everybody's involved.
Thank you. Next, Sabrina.
Hey, Kawhi. Just building off of that last question, how do you feel like your team is progressing, in terms of that offensive continuity that Ty Lue is trying to build? And also, are you planning on watching more Billy Crystal movies this season?
I've seen pretty much some of those movies, but it was tough, to remember some of the lines. I've seen the big movie that came out in '89, and obviously Monster Inc. was my time when I was a child, like in 2001. And we'll see. And as far as the continuity, I think we're just building. You know what I mean? I think we're still building. We had a little bit of miscues today of not running our offense, to the last option. But it's going to be like that. We're going to be up and down. But as long as that we're trending upwards, I'll be happy. Like I said, I just want to play better basketball this season. A lot of things last year is way too much ISO basketball, way too much focus on guys just trying to get to their spots. So just play within the offense and go from there.
Thank you. Next up, Andrew Grafe.
Hey, Kawhi. First off, I want to ask about PG and his aggressiveness. He had 9 free throw attempts tonight. What have you seen from him and his aggression getting to the line? And do you think that is something that, would you like to see him do more of that this year, increase his attempts to get to the rim?
Yeah, for sure. Us getting to the rim or just touching that paint allows, everyone to, get a kind of a flow. When we touch the paint, the defense collapse, and, we could either, get a layup, get fouled, or get an assist out of it. And, we just want to keep building from there.
And then regarding the news of today, the NBA opening the investigation into the team, how well do you know Johnny Wilkes, and did he play any role in your recruitment to this team, your decision to join this team in 2019?
Not at all. That has nothing to do with me. Persuade my mind to go somewhere. So, I'm from LA, and I grew up here my whole life, and out here, people try to, find any way to get some money. So it probably won't be the last. I know a lot of people out here.
Thanks, Kawhi.
Thanks, Kawhi. I think that's it for tonight, everyone. Just bear with me 1 second while I confirm. Yeah, we're all done. Thanks. See you all at the next one.